Alright guys, today I'll be giving you my top 10 bucket list parks. Now what makes a bucket list park for me is really just what park looks the best that I haven't been to. I don't take into account, is it in America? How far out there is it? Is it in Africa or South America, anywhere obscure like that? No. Just what park looks the best is the one I want to get out to the most. There's way more than just 10 parks that I want to get out to at some point in my life. Hell, there's way more than 100 parks that I want to get out to at some point in my life. But I had to condense it down to 10. And one more thing that I definitely should note is I'm including parks that aren't open. And I think you guys know exactly what 2 parks I'm referring to. Now with that out of the way, let's get into this list. Coming in at number 10 is a park that if you know me, this might surprise you a little bit, but it's just got such good theming that I couldn't leave it off the list. It's Tokyo Disney Sea. In terms of high thrill rides, they really don't have any. It's just a bunch of family coasters and dark rides, but the dark rides they do have look fantastic. This is one of, if not the best dark ride collection in the world. They've got Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey, which isn't really a dark ride, it's a boat ride, but whatever. It's still got some of the most impressive animatronics, sets, effects, everything you can think of imaginable. They've also got Journey to the Center of the Earth. It seems short, but it has a nice outdoor portion similar to Test Track and Radiator Springs, and the theming inside is impeccable. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Tower of Terror, Indiana Jones, just so many fantastic dark rides. Fantasy Springs itself looks like one of the best themed areas ever, as well as Mysterious Island. And yes, this place can get really crowded, but I don't care. This is one of the few parks where it really doesn't matter if you wait a whole lot, because there's just something to look at no matter what. Objectively, this is the best theming that exists right now. And there's one in particular that's gonna open later that'll probably have better theming, but again, we'll get to that. But despite Tokyo Disney Sea not necessarily having the best ride lineup, its theming just carries it. Coming in at number 9 is one I really wanted to put higher, and this is Everland. Of course, the only reason this made the list is T-Express. If you guys know me at this point, you know that T-Express is my prediction for the second best coaster in the world. And honestly, along with 2 other coasters, it's probably got the best chance of dethroning Air Force One. Not that it will, again, it's nearly impossible to dethrone that, but if anything can, it's T-Express and those 2 others. Now, the reason this isn't higher is just because of the crowds. I've seen vlogs from here, and it could get stupidly crowded here. It is insane to see how big of lines these rides can get. Even rides like Log Flume, the Rapids, all of those, they get big waits. But the atmosphere here makes up for it. This is one of, if not the most just naturally pretty park that I've ever seen, at least from the videos. Is it that way in person? Who knows? But the entranceway and that whole grand view of T-Express with all the flowers and everything, it just all looks so good. So yes, the crowds look annoying, but the atmosphere and of course T-Express being one of my top 3 bucket list coasters in the world has to put it at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is Silver Dollar City. This is the sister park to what is currently my favorite park I've been to for theming, and it looks even better than Dollywood for theming. It's just this old-timey atmosphere that you really don't get nowadays, but it looks amazing here. Of course, the ride lineup is really good. They don't have a star of the show like T-Express or anything, but they do have a way better overall ride lineup, because they've got an amazing top 2 with Time Traveler and Outlaw Run. I could realistically see both of those being top 50 in the world. And you've also got amazing rides like Powder Keg, Thunderation, Wildfire, just a really good ride collection. Nothing too crazy, but again, Time Traveler, Outlaw Run, they make up for it. They could be top 50. Who knows, Outlaw Run could even be top 25 in the world. I've seen POVs of that thing. It looks like it hauls like a bat out of hell. I definitely don't think this has a chance of being a top 3 park for me, but I would be very surprised if it's not a top 5 park for me. Coming in at number 7 is the first of 2 that aren't open, and it is none other than Six Flags Qiddiya. Now, will the theming be as good as they say? Who knows? But all we know is the ride lineup looks disgustingly good. Of course, the big boy here is Falcon's Flight, just this stat monster that'll obliterate any other stats that currently exist. Will it be a top 25 coaster in the world, top 20, anything like that? Who knows? I could see it being top 5. I could also see it not even being top 30. But either way, it's just insane that that thing exists. You've also got Iron Rattler, which is a ride way too many people are sleeping on. If you guys think Siren's Curse and Circuit Breaker look good, oh my god, Iron Rattler should be a top 25 coaster in the world. It just should. You've also got Spitfire, an amazing looking Intamin with a swing launch and inverted top hat. You've got a newer GCI with Colossus with Titan Track and Infinity Flyers. Now, I've heard bad things about the Infinity Flyers, but I think the layout will make up for it. I know this will definitely be the hardest park to get out of all of these, but I know at some point I'm definitely going to have to make the trek out here. Coming in at number 6 is the closest one of these parks to me, and that is Holiday World. I really want to get out here next year if it's possible, because, man, I need to experience this park. Of course, you got Voyage. Definitely the best coaster in the US that's currently operating that I haven't ridden. Oh my god, the night rides on that look incredible, but even in the daytime, it's just a relentless beast from what I've seen. It's never-ending airtime with amazing laterals and that wooden coaster rumble that I love. You've also got an extremely underrated looking Woody with Legend. I mean, everyone talks about Voyage, but I also think Legend looks like a top 50 in the world contender too. You've also got Raven, which definitely doesn't look as good as those two, but it's a solid ride. Thunderbird, it's a B&M wing, but at the end of the day, it's probably one of, if not the best B&M wings. You've got Good Gravy, I mean, just one of the best themes ever. And that sort of ties into the other big point with this park, and that is that the atmosphere looks amazing here. One of the best atmospheres of all time, in my opinion, by the looks of it. Everyone here just looks so relaxed. And the atmosphere is really laid back. It's all tucked in the woods. It's just one of the best combinations of a solid ride lineup and a really good atmosphere out there by the looks of it, which is why I really need to get out here. Hopefully next year, fingers crossed. Coming in at number 5 is another one that you definitely probably wouldn't expect if you know me, unless you're considering one other hobby that I really love. And the park that I'm talking about is Alton Towers. Now, the ride lineup, it looks great, but it doesn't look like the best in the world or anything. But the main thing that sets this place apart from any other is the theming. Out of the currently operating parks in the world, this looks like it has the best theming of any park in the world, in my opinion. And yes, objectively, it's probably not better than Tokyo Disney Sea, but I'll explain why I think so. And there's 2 parts to it. One, it's got the natural beauty with all the trees and, of course, those iconic towers. I mean, you just don't get anything like that at any other park. And then 2, and this is the part that I was referring to earlier, if you know me, you know I am a huge fan of haunts. I just went to Reaper's Revenge a few days ago, and oh my god, I love haunts more than ever now. And this park has some messed up stuff in here. This park has themes that no normal American park would even dream of doing. I mean, you've got rides like the Smiler that I don't even need to explain this theme. All you need to do is just look at this guy in the logo here to know this theme is messed up. It's crazy. You know the whole story with correcting people into having permanent smiles. They've also got a personal favorite of mine, Wicker Man. I haven't seen the entire pre-show, but if it's anything like that one scene in Reaper's Revenge's Hayride, then I'm in for a treat there. It's just incredible. I love that theme. Having the Wicker Man there, and he's basically just burning little kids alive. It's supposed to be a family coaster, but I mean, we're throwing them into the fire. We're feeding them to the flames. Nemesis Reborn also looks to have a fantastic theme. And the rides themselves also look pretty good too. Smiler should be a top 100 coaster for me, given my taste in coasters. You've also got Nemesis Reborn, which I don't personally think will be top 100. I don't think it'll be the best invert, but who knows. You've got Oblivion, which looks really cool. Rita looks really underrated. Again, Wicker Man, I think it could be a stronger coaster than people are saying, especially with that absolutely perfect theming. And of course, you got two incredible dark rides here. Curse of Alton Manor, I've seen a POV of. It looks fantastic. And of course, you've got Nemesis Subterra, which I know objectively shouldn't be the best dark ride in the world, but at least currently, I think it could be. Just because, again, I love that horror theme. This is probably the biggest dark ride that I haven't spoiled for myself, and I do that intentionally because I have heard unbelievably good things about how this thing absolutely terrifies everyone who rides it. So I know the ride system, but I just don't know what actually goes down in that ride system. But oh my god, everything about this park's theming is perfection. I really want more parks to do stuff like this with their theming, like Wicker Man and Nemesis Subterra. So yes, the park looks beautiful and the ride lineup looks really good, but the theming's really what pushes it over the edge to be a top 5 bucket list park. Coming in at number 4 should be absolutely no surprise to anyone. It's Phantasialand. I don't really need to explain myself here. Incredible looking theming. Again, maybe not Alton Towers for me personally, but still, Klugheim just looks fantastic. I think overall, Tokyo Disney Sea is better theming than this place, but I will still think that Klugheim looks like the best themed area ever until I'm proven wrong and I actually go to those two parks. Just wow, the interaction with everything in there looks fantastic. Terran is a top 20 in the world contender. I know a lot of people say it's a bit more forceless, a bit more on the tamer side than a lot of other Intamins, but I've also heard people saying that it's as intense as Maverick, so I don't know. Fly, as much as I'm not a big fan of flying coasters, this one looks different. I hear that it has good airtime, which is crazy, and of course, Rookburg looks like a phenomenally themed area. All the other themed areas, Woostown, Africa, all of them look phenomenal. I'm not going to spend more time on this because I think all of you know why this is a top 5 bucket list park for me. And coming in at number 3, again, to no surprise to anyone, is Europa Park. And this definitely wouldn't be this high last year, but they've got Voltron, which is a top 5 in the world contender. It's just such a perfect looking ride, besides that break in the middle, which is my main complaint with it. Oh my god, everything else looks so perfect with it. And that whole Croatia area looks really nice too. And the theming on Voltron itself looks incredible. Maybe even one of the best themed rides in the park, which is really saying a lot, because this place has some incredible theming. Again, maybe not Tokyo Disney Sea or Alton Towers, but the architecture here looks really nice. And I think that's just the best word to describe this park, is nice. There's nothing that's going to blow your mind here, but everything's just beautiful. By the looks of it, of course, because, again, I haven't been, unfortunately. But you've got some other good coasters. The other big 3 besides Voltron are Wodan, Silver Star, and Blue Fire, in that order from worst to best. Wodan, I see it as just a mid-GCI. Silver Star could be an upper tier B&M Hyper, and then Blue Fire I've always thought looked really underrated, especially with that Blue Fire roll. It's a really solid park, for sure, but there's definitely 2 that stand above the rest for me. And if you guys know me, you know Fun Spot Atlanta is my favorite park and all. And it's going to be really hard to top that. Because, again, Harry Force 1, by far the best coaster of all time, with no wait, it's pretty much impossible to top. But I think if any park's going to do it, it's these top 2, especially number 1. So without further ado, let's announce the top 2. Coming in at number 2 is the last park that is not open yet. And it is none other than Universal's Epic Universe. This is the only one of these 10 parks that I have seen in person. Obviously, I haven't been in it, but I've seen it from outside in the road. And wow, Stardust Racers looks incredible. The hotel and everything looks amazing. Just all the aspects about this park look incredible. Stardust Racers is the headliner. And wow, this looks like if Voltron didn't have the break in the middle, it just kept powering through, which is why this has even more top 5 in the world potential than Voltron. And of course, he got both sides, so it's really 2 potentially top 5 in the world coasters, which is amazing. But the real reason this can be this high is Dark Universe. This could be the best area ever. I've seen pictures of that castle, and just wow, nothing in any other park looks as cool as that. And I bet when that's all lit up and everything, it's just gonna be one of the greatest things to look at of all time. And the whole area looks incredible, and it's all topped off by Monsters Unchained. I said that Nemesis Subterra looked like it could be the best dark ride for me personally, as of right now, but I will be just stunned and disappointed beyond belief if Monsters Unchained is not the best non-coaster in the world. It has all the ingredients. It has everything I'm looking for in a dark ride. It's got that Kuka arm system, so it's intense, and apparently they're going to actually try to scare you. This isn't just, oh, they're taking you by some monsters. No, this is actually legit going to try to scare you. Is it Reaper's Revenge or anything? No. But it's still going to be really good. And I hear the animatronics are incredible. I'm not taking a peek because this is one that I am definitely keeping myself spoiler-free for. But it looks amazing. Wizarding World looks phenomenal as usual. You got dragons and Nintendo, which look great. And that whole Celestial Park area looks like by far the best hub for any park. So, what could beat this magical place that is Epic Universe? It's a place that a lot of people say is not magical at all, but I think will definitely be, for me, it's Fuji-Q Highland. Wow. If any park's gonna beat Fun Spot Atlanta for me, it's definitely this place. The biggest draw here is Ejanaica, which, again, along with T-Express and Dinoconda, is the only thing that I could realistically see having a chance at beating Air Force One. Again, will it do it? No. But it's got a way better shot than anything else. And you combine that with by far the most underrated looking overseas coaster ever, which is Fujiyama, and you've got what should easily be the best top 2 in the world. Fujiyama looks like Japanese Magnum. It really does. You've got the triangle hills at the end, but instead of being normal ejector triangle hills, they'll probably still give ejector by the looks of it. Maybe not as strong as Magnums, but combined with that, you're going to get probably the strongest laterals of all time by the looks of it. I've seen reverse POVs, people go flying, and it looks incredible. Along with that, you got Takabisha and Zokone, which look pretty good. Nothing too special there, but definitely some really good supporting rides for those top 2. And not really a whole lot after that, but that doesn't matter to me as long as the top of the lineup is elite, and it definitely is. They've also got a year-round haunt here, being Labyrinth of Fear, that I've heard rave things about, which of course means a lot more to me than most people, because again, I'm a huge haunt fan. The final piece of the puzzle here is the atmosphere. I have heard nothing but weird, mixed reviews about the atmosphere here. Some people say it's nice, others say it kind of looks like a dump. Anywhere in between there would be nice. Honestly, I'd like it more if it kind of just looked like a dump. I know there's one part, like the entrance and an area over by Takabisha, but for the most part, it's a very strange and sort of run-down atmosphere from what I've seen. But what's really magical is that you combined that weird, just sort of mishmash of all sorts of atmospheres with Mount Fuji in the background, which is literally just one of, if not the coolest natural mountains ever. And you could be standing in a part of the park that looks like it's run down, about to collapse, while staring at the gateway into heaven, basically. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like if it's just the right atmosphere up there. All of that combined definitely makes Fuji-Q Highland my top bucket list park. So let me know what your guys' top bucket list parks are down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.